mynews.studio.
Picture this. Under heavy monsoon clouds in Kerala, women are out there rescuing plants that are almost lost. What led these local gardeners to take on the role of rainforest guardians?
For context, today's date is 2025-0704. The Western Ghats in Kerala, recognized globally for their unique biodiversity, are where you'll find the Gurukula Botanical Sanctuary. It's not just a safe haven for plants. It's also home to a team of women known as rainforest gardeners. What makes this so significant?
The Western Ghats are remarkable for their plant diversity, thousands of species with many found nowhere else. At Gurukula, these women collect endangered plants from forests that are under threat. They bring them into nursery settings, nurture them, and eventually reintroduce them to restored patches of forest. It's a direct, hands-on way to protect species.
And their work goes beyond just growing individual plants. They're rebuilding entire ecosystems. The sanctuary itself covers about 75 acres, housing over 2,000 plant species, including some rare orchids and even carnivorous plants. It's also worth noting that many of these women started with rural backgrounds and few job opportunities, right?
Right, and working at the sanctuary has turned them into skilled horticulturalists. They're combining traditional knowledge from their communities with modern techniques. Their approach is systematic, collecting seeds, caring for saplings, tracking growth over time. This isn't a one-off project. It's a daily, long-term commitment.
But it sounds challenging. They're dealing with unpredictable monsoon weather, development pressures, climate change. What keeps them going despite all these challenges?
A lot of their strength comes from community support and a shared sense of purpose. Funding comes from both local and international environmental grants. But they've also had to push back against social expectations, like the assumption that conservation work is only for men.
Lally Joseph, who leads their plant conservation efforts, is often credited as a key figure. Do you think her leadership has changed how the local community views conservation, or the role of women in it?
Definitely. The sanctuary's achievements have started to shift attitudes. Local women are now seen as caretakers of the landscape. Through training and jobs, the sanctuary empowers them, and that influence spreads. Women nearby see new possibilities for themselves and for their environment.
Has the team's work led to measurable changes in the region's plant life and habitats?
Yes, it has. They've managed to rehabilitate over 2,000 plant species, including many that are endangered. Their restoration work has brought life back to degraded habitats, creating safe areas for rare plants. They also run a living seed bank and education center to raise awareness and share practical skills.
Could this approach work in other places facing biodiversity loss?
It can. The main ingredients are community involvement, especially women's participation, and blending traditional wisdom with current conservation science. What's happened at Gurukula shows that grassroots initiatives can be effective.
There's a wider lesson here, too. Biodiversity loss isn't just a local issue. It affects food security, climate, and the well-being of entire ecosystems. Isn't this proof that local action can have much broader impacts?
Exactly. The story of these rainforest gardeners isn't only about plants. It's about persistence, leadership, and the hope that comes from practical action. It shows what can happen when communities take the lead.
So to sum up, in Kerala's Western Ghats, an all-women team at Gurukula Botanical Sanctuary is rescuing endangered plants, restoring habitats, and challenging gender norms. Their community-based model is making a real difference and could inspire conservation in other parts of the world.
If you found this story meaningful, consider exploring local conservation efforts or supporting similar projects near you. Thanks for joining us. This episode was brought to you by mynews.studio. Give it a try for free.